This video is part of the Better Golf at Home series.
I want to help you set up so that you can practice at home during this time and make progress so that when you return to the game, you're not in the hole. If you don't have the time to get to the golf course, I'd also like you to be able to practice from home. Get in extra swings in the garage, the driveway, the backyard, wherever you have space. So without further ado, I pulled up a few products and I'll tell you what I would do if it were me at my home. First thing I would suggest is getting a hitting net. We've used this one at the Calabasas Golf Academy during course closures. When we were shut down to overseed, we popped this net up out on the cement and it worked great. It sets up just like a tent. It took me about 10 minutes to set it up, if that, by myself. The only thing I can say is that the target got ripped by some of our harder hitting teenagers, so keep that in mind. But the net held up just fine. It'll still catch the golf balls with no issue. You just might pop a hole in that target pretty quickly. It's fairly affordable at $119. There's others like this. This is just the one that we got. You'll see that it's pretty durable. Again, it sets up with tent poles, so it's pretty simple. It's also easy to take apart and just lean up against the side of the room or the side of the house, whatever you need to do. Pretty nice product.
Next, I would consider getting a chipping net so you can keep your wedges sharp. Here's one that's made by Callaway, listed on Amazon. Here's a different variation made by Michael Breed. This is listed on Golf Training Aids, currently sold out, but I'll include it in the description just in case they restock. Here is the backyard and beach chipping game, tailgate game Chippo. It's a lot like cornhole, so if you have a partner to play from, this would be an awesome option.
Next, depending on where you are, you may need something to hit off of. So this would be the mat that I would get, something that you can stand on. Ideally, especially if you're on cement or on a patio or garage floor, something that you can stand on so that when you make a move at the ball, the mat doesn't slip or slide around at all. And also you're sitting at the same height the ball would be. So that's kind of ideal. I recognize $300 is a bit pricey. So if that's not to your liking, or if you're going to be hitting off of grass, or you just feel comfortable that you could grip the ground accordingly, and you could just hit balls on the cement and feel like you're still going to be able to keep your balance and not slip. This was something that we used outside, in fact, during that closure time. It had a few different lies, and this was much more modestly priced, still at $60. But you get a few different, lengths of rough, and you can decide which turf surface you like hitting. I will say, again, the ball's sitting up a little higher than your feet, but when we're in a situation where you don't have optimal conditions to practice, you may just make that concession. No big deal. You can search other mats, of course, on Amazon. There's other options, and they're not all exactly the same, so you can do a little further research. But you can see that there's a fairway rough and something that you can tee it up in as well. So all pretty good options. If you don't want to hit balls into a net, if you don't want to hit actual golf balls, I can vouch for foam golf balls being great. These are the cheapest ones I could find. I can't imagine you need real high-end balls, but the ones that I've used from Callaway and from Hank Haney are good as well. They're just branded, so they're a little bit more expensive. These balls, I would estimate, if you hit a solid 7-iron, it can still fly maybe 50 yards. So you have to consider the space you're going to be hitting in. Inside, you can hit these up against walls and with minimal risk of damaging a window. Obviously, I'm off the hook. Release me of any liability if you happen to do something to your own home. So be careful with what you hit it at, but I've certainly given it a rip off of a wall and chipped into the kitchen sink around the house and so forth, and these are great. Just something to swing at and get a pretty good reaction. If you do not want the ball to travel that far, or you plan on hitting something that you for some reason you don't want it to pop off the face very hard, consider a good old-fashioned wiffle ball. Here's a pack of 12 for $4.95. And by the way, I'm going to put the link in the description to everything that I'm showing you, so you can just look below this video, click on that link and it'll take you right to the product. Everything I chose happens to be on Amazon with the exception of a couple things I'll cover later on. If you do set up the net and you want to tee up a ball and hit it off of a tee, these are the indoor tees that we use at the Calabasas Golf Academy. I've been very pleased with them. They have several heights. As you can see, it's an 8-pack, so you can tee up a low iron, and you can think of, you can tee up every driver height that you could possibly think of. So I've been really pleased with these. They're great. Next would be if you want to take it a step further and get a launch monitor so you have some idea of how far the ball is flying. This is the Swing Caddy SC200, excuse me. This reads ball speed, club speed, smash factor, and carry distance. It's radar based, so when you're next able to get out to the driving range, you can use it out there as well. It's priced at $350. Not bad. You can certainly get a lot of good looks in at your golf swing. Get a good look at your data. Just have a feel of what you're doing right now. I'll show you their newer version, the Swing Caddy SC300. I think this has the same data points, probably a few more bells and whistles. Carry and total distance, smash factor, launch angle, swing speed, the apex, which is your max height, and your ball speed. This is also radar based, and it's going to read out your distance to you. So that's pretty cool. This would also, looks like it integrates with a smartphone, so that's pretty neat to be able to get some of that feedback. If you wanted to go a little bit further, we'll just keep climbing the ladder here. The Flight Scope Mevo. This is sold by a few people that I can't necessarily vouch for. Obviously, we're not on Amazon anymore. Amazon, I didn't see carried a Flight Scope Mevo. But this is the one that you probably have seen on Golf Channel. You've got Bryson DeChambeau endorsing it, so he usually does his homework, so that's good enough for me. But this is radar based as well. I've worked with a Flight Scope, just a higher end unit, and it was nice quality, and I'm Flight Scope certified, so I thought that was a pretty good unit. So the Mevo is just very small, almost pocket sized it seems, and something again that you could just take out to the driving range and use later on. But in the meantime, this is going to integrate with an app, looks like, so you can just get that data on your phone. To my knowledge, this is a little bit more accurate than the others that we covered. It's going to give you ball speed, club speed, carry distance, spin rate, launch angle. To get a couple of those things, the spin rate and the launch angle in particular, you're going to need some silver stickers that are little dots you stick on the ball for indoor use or hitting into a net to make that spin rate pick up by the unit. So, as we continue on, we can look at a couple of other launch monitors that are on the higher end, but I will next just jump to putting. I think it's great to keep your putting stroke sharp. This would be my first choice, the Skills Accelerator Pro. The reason being you can practice 3-footers, 5-footers, 7-footers, and I believe this is 9 feet in total. As you look a little more closely, it's got some alignment aids so you can tell whether your putter face is square or not. You can also see the squareness of your putter as you stroke the putt. As you look at your backstroke and your through stroke, you'll be able to see how much face rotation you have and just give you some visual incentive to keep that putter fairly stable and square through impact, which of course is the goal. I'm a convenience guy, so this has a little ball return on the side, looks like, so I would think this is what I would choose if I were going to set something up in my home. To complement that, you might also go the extra step. We use this with almost every student that we ever teach putting to, an Eyeline putting mirror. It's fantastic for a couple of reasons. You can, again, just get a little feedback as far as whether your putter face is square. You can stick tees in this when you get the chance to use it on a putting green. You can stick some tees in these holes over here, and that would provide a gate to make sure that your putter doesn't travel too far from where it needs to, and that you would make center of face contact and give you a guide there for the path of the putter. So a great tool. Eyeline Golf has a lot of great tools in general, but this is obviously one of their most popular. At any given golf tournament I've ever been to, half or more of the players pull these mini mirrors out of their bag. The other nice thing about this mirror, and the main reason for it, the whole company is named after Eyeline, is that you would use this center black line here to get into a good posture, and understand that your eyes need to be above your target line, which is where the ball would be, or slightly inside of it to just most accurately see the ball, to perceive your line where you want the ball to roll. So I would definitely pick one of these up. I think that's something that should be in every golfer's bag. Pardon this page. To go even further with putting alignment, these just came out last year to the triple track Callaway Chrome softball. They actually have it in several golf balls, so I would suggest that you get the golf ball that you're going to play, but you'll see that this has 3 lines on them, 2 blue lines and a red line, and there's science behind these that they just help you become very aware of your alignment and aiming the ball. They've actually come out with a whole list of putters that have the triple track on there as well to match up with the putter. In fact, if you check out on my channel, I did a review of those putters, so you can just check that out at your convenience to understand that you can match up the ball with the putter, and it's a huge help to train your alignment. So again, the Chrome Soft X is the only one that I could find. These are the 2019 balls. At the time I'm making this video, they're about to come out with the 2020 balls, so you may be able to find those on Amazon or elsewhere also, probably through your club if they are able to get those to you. But if you're not going to play with a Chrome Soft ball and you don't want the premium ball, they also make them on the ERC golf ball, which is a little bit lower price point, but still has the triple track. Depending on which ball you prefer to play, these balls go an absolute mile, just on a side note. So if you're looking for something you can hit a little further when you get back to golf. But again, just the alignment aid would be the main reason that I'm suggesting you get them for home practice of putting. That was me searching for the Mevo. If you're really going to take it up a notch and you want something like a lot of the indoor simulators have, the Trackman is a fantastic option. That's what we teach with at the Calabasas Golf Academy now. And let me tell you, they do a fantastic job just keeping up with current videos of players and their data, so you get to see what the players do in terms of their attack angles, swing paths, swing speed, total carry, just to understand what they do with a golf club, and to see that they all do it differently is really cool. I don't want to get too far off on a tangent. They also just do a really cool virtual range. They have games that you can play. They have a combine skills test that you can utilize. It's indoor and outdoor. If you get it at indoor, it's the price you see here, $18,995. If you get the license to take it outside, I believe it's another $6,000 or so. And of course, if you really wanted to go all out, they have simulator options where they can come in and build something in your home, which would be awesome. I've seen a lot of people do this in their home or office. We, of course, have one to teach with at the club, and it's a very, very fun environment to practice. Other companies who are also making high-end launch monitors, I've taught personally with the Game Changer 2, the GC2 from Foresight Sports, another nice and accurate launch monitor. From certain club fitters, I've heard the indoor accuracy is even a little bit better with these. The price point, let's see if we can find it quick. I don't want to spend all day on this video here making you look for the price, but certainly a lot less than a launch monitor like a Trackman 4. They have a few. They have the GC2, which is kind of a modest unit. That's the one that I believe all the golf techs have, unless they've updated or changed. The GC Quad is kind of the standard now and a really nice unit. The big deal with all of the Foresight Sports units are that they have stereoscopic cameras as opposed to using radar. So there's an argument there that accuracy could be a little bit better, but you've got golf professionals in both sides of the argument there. But I have heard indoor club fitting wise, this is a little bit more accurate. You just set this launch monitor to the side of the golf ball versus all the very accurate. This one's got 4 cameras. The first one I showed you has 2. And I believe they've got golf simulators as well, so you could go residential or commercial, and they probably have some nice options that they can do for you as well at home or in your office. The SkyTrack is a little bit more affordable in-home unit that you could consider. Just the launch monitor itself is $2,000, and you know it's going to measure club speed and ball speed, spin rate, shows you a 3D trajectory of the golf ball. You can set environmental variables, I believe, and again, this is kind of in-home is what I've seen at most. If you scroll all the way down, they can get you a price for a simulator in your home for just about $6,500 here. So that's pretty darn good. The ability to play and practice at home and have that entertainment value is pretty cool as well. And I also want to just jump back to give you some alternatives. Some things that I've seen, if you don't want to spring for a mat itself, you could get an old piece of carpet just as a thought, you know, just trying to save a few bucks. So swings when you don't have access to an ideal practice facility and making contact with just about anything. I mean, I grew up hitting tennis balls in the backyard and my dog would chase them. You know, it hones your abilities. It keeps your skills sharper than they would be if you just sat your clubs in the corner and didn't use them whatsoever. So my recommendation would be that you consider what sort of space you have, and you also consider what sort of budget you have, and then you make a decision on which of these items you really need to keep your game moving and making progress in the times that you're not able to get out to a practice range, you're not able to play as much golf. Maybe it's work, maybe it's daylight, maybe it's coronavirus, maybe it's something else. There's always some reason that golf is not always the first on the list and you don't always have it in your schedule. So I hope this was a helpful video for you, quick and easy. I hope I didn't ramble on too long, but again, just make sure you hit that subscribe button because I have a lot more videos on the way. I want to help you with your game, and if you have ideas about what you'd like to see me talk about, just go ahead and watch this video. This was the Golf at Home During Quarantine video. You can leave a comment on that video in particular, or you could leave a comment on this video. Either way, I'll get it, and I will get to it. I'll take your requests, and I will formulate videos, because my main goal is to keep you entertained and keep you getting better. Questions on anything that you want to learn about the game, I'm open to it. As always, there's a lot of good info out there on YouTube and a lot of other cool channels to check out. So I sure appreciate you spending your time watching mine. Take care, be well, and I will look forward to seeing you soon.
A link to the playlist should start to appear on your screen right about now. As always, I appreciate you taking your valuable time to watch my content. I hope this was helpful to you. Feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe with notifications so you don't miss any videos coming out soon. Take care.